And here we go with the first painting, Brenda. It does look peaceful.
Yeah, I was really enthralled with this piece when this picture when I took it because the morning light, like this was literally as the sun was coming up over the horizon, and the sun was just so bright, it was glowing, and it turned the rocks on the shore into this golden wall. And the water was really calm, just a few little ripples here and there. And it just, it was just stunning to me that, the sun was creating this glow on the rocks. So I tried to capture that. And, it's not really a big, stunning landscape like, with the big white pines and, the rocks and stuff like that. But it's little scenes like that that are everywhere on Whitestone Lake, and it's kind of easy to pass them by without giving them a second thought.
Mhm.
But part of my why for the kayaking is the mindfulness that it brings and the opportunity to tune into my surroundings and really see them. The large, expansive beauty of the lake, as well as the smaller, less significant scenes like this one. So it's about seeing the beauty everywhere and just being present in it.
Right. And when you're in the kayak, you're at a completely different level too.
That's right. Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
an 11 by 14 inch on multimedia board.
Okay. Aha, we're into fall.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is basically the scene along my cottage road. You just gaze up and it's just a canopy of colors, the reds, oranges, yellows, and bright greens. They just dance in the autumn breeze. And every day it seems like there's a different show because the colors change ever so slightly every day. Maybe the light is different, and the temperature and the timing and everything that you might be walking along. So it's really fun to go for a walk along the road and just gaze up because the trees are so tall in our area, and they just flutter. All the leaves are fluttering in the breeze with all these bright colors, and it's just gorgeous. This is
Mm-hmm.
12 by 12 on
Okay.
a gallery wrap canvas.
So is what's your cottage close to that we would recognize? What
Uh,
town?
it's about a half an hour northeast of Perry Sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yes, hiding in the birches. So one of the things I love in the fall about the fall is getting out in the kayak, because in the fall you can't always get out on the water. So it's really special when you actually do get to go out on the water, and that kind of makes it more special. And the colors are so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They're bright and vibrant and awe-inspiring. Having said that, the colors in this particular photo reference were not quite this bright, but I felt the vibrancy of them, and so I wanted to paint it based on that, the how I felt when I was out there on the kayak. And I came across this little tiny cabin tucked in behind the birch trees, and a couple of little Muskoka chairs sitting down by the water,
Oh,
ready to watch the
right.
sunset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Lovely.
yeah, I love the birch trees. Yes, this one's called Anticipation. It's a 9 by 12 inch, and this is done in water soluble oils. And this is basically my view in the mornings as I skip my way down to my kayak. because I can see the sun coming up and the water is like glass, and I'm just so excited because I'm going to get in my kayak and go for a beautiful early morning paddle. And I love it when the mist is just coming off the water. It's usually laying like a thick blanket on the water, and it's just kind of a magical, peaceful time of day. So, and sometimes I wish like that at our cottage we had a sunset view, but I wouldn't trade it really for the beautiful glow of the morning that we see. It's just a gorgeous pronouncement of another beautiful day on the lake.
So what time of day would this be about?
Well, it depends on the time of the summer.
Right.
In the earlier summer, it's probably around 5:30, and I don't usually get up that early. Oh, sorry, yeah, someone's looking for the Zoom link. The later in the season, like right about now, it's probably about 6:30 is when the sun rises. So it's basically, yeah, when the sun rises.
Oh, that's a classic, isn't it? Tree in the canoe.
Yeah, so this is called yes. Excuse me for one sec. I just
That's
have to
okay.
send the link.
Gone exploring.
Yes.
While you're doing that, I might show, because there's so many new people.
Sorry.
If you go up, when you're going through our gallery
Yeah.
at any time, if you want information, the bar is up in the upper right-hand corner. If you click on there, it'll give you the artist name, it'll give you the title and the size and the media. And if there's any kind of a description or story, it'll be there, and the price is there as well. So that's available for all the pictures, and then you just click it to close it again. So are you able to talk now, Brenda?
Yes.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yep. So as you said, this one's called Gone Exploring. And when I saw this canoe kind of pulled up on the shore, I kind of was imagining the story of the canoe and the people in the canoe. Maybe they pulled up, they had a little picnic basket, and they've gone off exploring on the island. Maybe they're having a little picnic in a clearing, and the canoe is just sitting there waiting for them to come back and paddle on back home again. So I just thought it was kind of iconic with the white pine and the canoe and the beautiful rock as well, because in our lake there's a lot of beautiful rock.
So on your lake, is it mostly canoes that people would use?
No, it's a little bit larger lake. There are motorboats and
there are. Okay.
pontoon boats. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. This particular one is a scene that was taken from one of my friends' cottages up here. It's called Peaceful Summer's Day. And I loved how the shadows of the branches from the tree right beside cast a little dappled pattern on the cabin. And also how the sunshine kind of lights up the clearing in front of the cottage. And also how it kind of filters through the trees and casts a warm glow, like warm patches on the water. And a big, huge pine tree. And the little cabin is only used a couple times a year, but it, I thought, it stands there, it's sitting there, just ready and waiting to shelter its family and be the place where summer memories are made.
Right, right. No, the light in that painting is lovely. It really is, Brenda.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's right across the bay from my friend Mela, who's on the call tonight.
Uh-huh. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so this is my water lily painting. And I captured this picture when I was out kayaking. I was thinking, oh, it's a great day. It was actually middle of the day because the water lilies aren't bloom. They don't open up in the morning. So I was out later in the day, and I was going, going along in and out along the edges of the islands and in the little quiet inlets here and there. And I got really close to the edge and was taking pictures of these little perennial aquatic flowers. They're so beautiful. I'm not a big painter of flowers, but for some reason water lilies, I'm just entranced with them. Maybe because of they represent purity and innocence, and they're they have a symbolic meaning as well of essence and birth, and this like the circle of life. So I kind of like them, and I just feel like they kind of also represent the beauty of just the simple things in life.
What size is this one?
It's a 12 by 12
12 by
gallery
12.
wrap, so
Okay.
1.5 inch. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
And yes, 7 babies bobbing.
Oh, yeah.
One of the reasons I love kayaking is just little encounters like this where I come across little ducklings or other waterfowl on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And these ones here were just kind of bobbing around as the water was, rippling, and all the waves were kind of tossing them this way and that. And I just love the little swirls around the goslings and the light bouncing off the water. And I know that geese up here can be a bit of a nuisance, but I think that they're really cute when they're little. So, and I think that the thing that this represents for me is I think about their little webbed feet, just paddling like crazy underneath the surface of the water, while above the surface they're just, calm and serene. They're just, doing their thing. And it's kind of like, some of us, inside we're maybe like, paddling like crazy, and outside maybe we appear calm, but we're not so much on the inside. So
right. Yeah.
This is a 12 by 16 on gallery wrap canvas as well.
Now, do you take a lot of photographs so you remember some of these things, or it's just from seeing them so frequently?
I have probably thousands of photos. Yeah, thousands.
Uh-huh. Woo, lovely. Wow.
Yeah. This is a big one. This one is 18 inches by 36 inches. And it's a gallery wrap canvas also, actually. And this was actually inspired by a photo from a fellow artist from a photo sharing site. He posted it on a Facebook group for artists with a challenge for us to use it as a reference photo. So I just loved all the warm browns and greens in the piece, as well as the pair of geese just kind of calmly going about their day. And I liked how the one goose was in a bit of a different kind of pose than the other one. And I just felt like it really deserved a large canvas to truly express the serenity in the scene. And I feel like it would be the perfect piece to be right above a bed or above a fireplace or something like that in a cabin, or maybe in a study,
Right. Yeah, in a study, in a cottage.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. there's so many colors in there. I'm looking, toward the top there.
Yeah.
With all the various colors mixed in the reflections. Yeah. But there again, it's still pretty peaceful, you know. Hold your attention for quite a while. Yeah, it's in yellow.
Yeah. So that was kind of unusual with this boat. And, being that I'm on a lake, I see lots of boats when I'm out and about, and usually a lot of older boats. And I just loved the reflection in the water. There
Mhm.
was some pollen in the air. So I believe like the yellow that is along the shoreline there with the rocky shore, that's
Uh-huh.
probably pollen. And it struck me that this boat has probably been around the lake for quite a while, and it would have a lot of stories to tell if it could talk.
Mhm.
So stories of fishing excursions where mom or dad was teaching their children how to put worms on the hook and cast it out in a big arc until it hit the water with a soft little.
Yes, yes.
Stories of sunset cruises, listening to the loons, and watching the moon climb up into the sky and stars crowd the night sky and sparkle.
Lots of stories.
On little islands with no cottages.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Three
And
Tree
this one is
Island.
called Three Tree Island. Yes, and there's actually more than 3 trees on it now.
Aha.
But one of my regular routes in the morning takes me past this little island in the south reach of Whitestone Lake. And it's kind of just an insignificant little island, but it's kind of enduring. And I just love going around it in the morning. And if anyone sees me out there circling the island again and again with my camera taking pictures, they'd swear I was lost or something, but I just love looking at it. And I love how the sun filters through the trees and
Mhm.
creates reflections on the water and stuff. So that's kind of one of my favorite little islands. And that's an 11 by 14, that one. And this one is called Dobbs Island, and it's an 11 by 14. And this is an island that is in the long arm of it's called the long arm on Whitestone Lake. And this is where a lot of the young people go to jump off the cliff.
Mm.
There's quite a large cliff where it's called Dead Man's Drop. So it's got some, it's very, very exciting. So
Yeah.
for the young people, not for me, I have never jumped off of it. But so there's a few islands in this little sort of arm of the lake where you see large rocks and stuff like that. There's a lot of crown land there. And this one is called Dobbs Island. And the thing that I found really that I was taken with this particular picture was the fact that the trees on the rock island were standing so tall and almost defiant in spite of
Mhm.
sometimes harsh winds, that we get up here. And not, it seems like they wouldn't have a lot of soil to grow with. They're because they're on a rock.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, but I love the strength and resilience of the trees in this particular picture. And it kind of reminded me to keep, strong and resilient in spite of everything that goes on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one's called Lean Into Me,
Mhm.
and it's 11 by 14. And it was interesting when I was painting this and I posted it on my Facebook page. Someone reached out to me and said, that it really, I just wrote a poem And I think it goes really well with this painting. So I'd like to read you the poem. And it's a very short poem by Coral M. Rosick. As the water rushes to the shore, lean into me. As the wind blows through your outstretched branches, lean into me. When the sun is shining, lean into me. When it begins to rain, lean into me. Oh, my sweet tree, lean into me, and I'll hold on to you. So,
Oh, lovely.
yeah, poem by, it was beautiful. I loved it.
So what came first, the picture or the poem?
I think that they were just totally separate. I'm not quite sure when she wrote the poem, but when she saw the picture, she said, "Oh, I have a poem that goes with that." So,
Wow.
yeah.
It's funny how things like that just happen, without any pre-planning.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, so fall kayak reflections. So this is a 9 by 12 inch painting, and it is a fall scene that captured my attention because I was kayaking really close to the edge of the island, and a tree with the orange leaves was kind of hanging over, the branches were hanging over the water. So I kind of was gliding in under these the branch of these colored leaves, and it kind of created a nice frame for my picture. And the morning mist had just gone off the lake, and the lake was just like glass. And so it really gave a great reflection of all the bright colors in the landscape.
Oh, wow, look at those reflections.
Yeah, this one's called Distorted Reflections. So it's 11 by 14. And this is right near that other island that I love. I was sitting in my kayak kind of in a little bit of an inlet there, just in a little bit of a bay. And I was watching the ripples and looking at the tree and how roots were exposed like that. And as I was watching the reflections, because I'm fascinated with reflections, I realized that they created a bit of a distorted reflection of the rocks and the trees and the foliage on the shore. And I was thinking about how often we create a distorted perception of ourselves when we look in the mirror and we see a different reality than what is maybe actually there. And it caused me to kind of stop and think, and remind myself to be more mindful of the reflections that I see in my mirror and the self-talk in my mind as well. So this is a reminder that the things, your reflections, your perceptions aren't always reality. It's not always what is really there.
Right. And sometimes we're very quick to judge.
Yes.
Let's see, here we are.
Yes, this one's called Dry Dock. And this was a fishing boat that I came across when I was out kayaking one morning, and it had been hoisted up on an old dock. And I just loved the reflection of it in the water and all the natural foliage around the dock, because it kind of provided a little bit of a protected area. And so the boat had some protection from the wind. But it also caused me to wonder what happened, because boats are normally in the water for the whole summer.
Right.
So why wasn't the boat in the water? Like, was the owner no longer able to take the boat out? Or maybe it sprang a leak and it was waiting for a repair, or some other mysterious reason. The mysteries of the lake. And this one was painted with a palette knife.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, about 98%. I did finish off with a few little details with a brush, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. There we go.
Mesmerizing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas, gallery wrap canvas. And this has very interesting ripples in the water that were reflecting the natural landscape, and the canoes on the shore that were just waiting for their next excursion. So I found the waves and the ripples in the water very relaxing, hypnotic, almost mesmerizing. And I actually paused for a while there at this location and just took a bunch of pictures and just watched the waves and watched the ripples and just was mesmerized by them.
You must get just lost when you're doing that. You're so
Yeah.
focused on looking. Yeah.
And the last one, this one's called Morning Solitude. And I came across this another solitary soul one morning when I was out. I don't know canoers this early in the morning. Typically they'll be out in the later on in the day or whatever, maybe a family or two people in a canoe. But this person was all by themselves, and I just loved how the sun just shone brightly on his or her shirt and on their canoe as well, and it kind of contrasted against the more natural colors of the environment, the blues, the browns, the greens, and and then in again seeing the beautiful ripples in the water as well. So
and it looks like there's still some mist on the water.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. That particular part is a little bit farther off in the distance, and it's in a bit more shade, so it didn't have the full sun beating on it yet.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we're back near the beginning. Okay.